Welcome to Lemoore City Council Chambers located at 429 C Street. This is the December 16th meeting. Please silence all electronic devices as a courtesy to those in attendance. Thank you. If you can please stand for the invocation given by Pastor Ash from Lifeway Church and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us bow our heads and close our eyes for a moment of reverence to the Lord. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for as we come to the close of this year, Father, and we celebrate the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Lord, I thank you for another year to serve you, Father. I thank you for this beautiful city, Lord, and those that you have assembled here for a time such as this. Lord, we pray for a blessing and favor upon the city council and the mayor. We pray for a blessing upon those that put on a uniform and fight crime and fight fires, that keep us safe, Father. We pray a special blessing upon them in this season, this holiday season as well. Lord, we pray that you bless this time tonight. Lord, that you speak to us, sensitize us to hear your voice, and give us the courage to follow your lead. And we pray all these things in the mighty name of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. And all God's people said, Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Next, we have roll call.
Councilmember Brewster.
Here.
Councilmember Lyons.
Present.
Councilmember Cruz.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Gornick.
Here.
Mayor Matthews.
Here. Thank you. Agenda approval, additions and or deletions.
I would just like to ask for the closed session item 1 that we go into closed session prior to item 1-1.
Gotcha. Okay. So with that, we have closed session item 1, Government Code Section 54956.9 D2, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation. We will briefly go into closed session and return shortly. Employee of the month, Faith Faria, November 2026. Ms. Trejo.
Thank you. So I'm going to read some information about Faith and her nomination for Employee of the Month. Faith was nominated by our city clerk, Marissa Avalos, and it reads, Faith consistently goes above and beyond in everything she does. She keeps the fire department clean, organized, and running smoothly. Faith is always positive, energetic, willing to learn and help wherever needed. When it comes to anything fire related, Faith is the go-to person. She always does an outstanding job engaging with the youth, whether it be at the fire station hosting tours or at community events. Her enthusiasm and professionalism have a lasting impression on everyone she meets. And I would also just like to add that Faith is our own little Buddy the elf, not only because she puts a ridiculous amount of syrup on her pancakes, but also nobody can make me laugh as much as Faith. She makes me laugh every single time she comes into the office. And she does have a performance that she would like to make.
All right, let's hear those performers. Hey! Performance.
Oh, yes, I was gonna say.
I just want to thank all my fans for coming. I appreciate it, especially Kendall, my biggest fan. No, I just want to thank you all for allowing me the opportunity to be your guys' secretary. I have a good time there every day, and when I get to come see you guys on the other side. So I really, truly enjoy my job. And I thank you guys. Thank you for the nomination.
Where's this performance?
It's kind of on the spot.
Was it the Running Man or you have so many?
I'm kidding. That's all. Thank you.
Congratulations.
I say we just stand back here. Or you go down. You go down there.
They're down
Yeah.
there. Might as well.
I get.
After Faith takes a picture with the council, if we could get a picture of Faith with Fire, and then if anyone from Fire has anything that they would like to say, you're welcome to.
One, two, three. One, two, three. You guys want to take a picture? Yes. Your family? And yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. If anyone from the fire department would like to say any words, once we move the podium back, feel free. Oop.
Yeah.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. As the official liaison by default for the fire department, I am very privileged and honored to speak in favor of Faith. Like, she's been truly incredible to work with. I know I'm only been active duty for 8 months, but in every single moment at the fire station, she's been nothing but remarkable. In my personal opinion, this is overdue, is well deserved, and she clearly earned this award and recognition. She serves her community with heart, and there's nothing like a servant leader. And she's also very active in the city. Like, every time I do a ground breaking or some event in my other hats that I wear, she's always there. She's the most positive one. When I was announcing for the Christmas parade, she was also the most lively on that float that the city did win. We'll get you next year. But overall, I just wanted to extend our deepest congratulations and appreciation to you. And we have nothing but support for you and your family.
Yours?
Yeah.
Thanks, bud.
Is Faith buying? Is Faith buying?
Buying? Is she
Buying.
buying like drinks? Oh, I don't know. I think so.
Okay, now we will go to our study session. We have item 2-1, ESG presentation of infrastructure projects. Mr. Benavides, no? Oh, there you are.
For ESG theme.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Benavides. Good evening, Mayor Matthews, members of the council, staff. My name is Ashu Jain. I'm with Energy Systems Group. Gives me great pleasure to be here. We've been working very diligently with your staff for the last 6 months in developing a project that I want to present to you tonight. So staff had certain objectives when we sat down with them, and I think we met all the objectives. The objectives were to reduce energy consumption at the city because electricity prices have been rising very fast. To modernize the infrastructure at the city because you have some, really old infrastructure that needs to be replaced. Promote economic stimulus in the city, and I think we've been able to do that. And finally, to do all that, through a way that, you know, over the life of the project, there are still some savings, and I think we've been able to achieve that. To talk about all this, I have some smart people with me. So I'll invite Jacob Goring, our Senior Project Manager, to come and talk about the project. And then Amelia Cottrell will talk about some special benefits, and then I'll come back and talk about the financing. Thank you.
Is someone moving it forward or?
Good evening. Yes, I will go through the scope of work for this project again. As Ashu mentioned, we've had a great time working with city staff on developing this project. We're very excited about it. On this slide, I'll go briefly through. So if there's any questions, please interrupt and ask away. This scope overview slide shows all the different measures or scopes of work that we've included as part of the proposal here. It also shows the different sites that each one is at, as well as the different enterprise fund that those sites belong to. So this is a good comprehensive overview of all the different scope that we've included, which, as you can see, is quite a bit. I'll go briefly through a summary of the scope for each different fund. So the first one here is for the general fund projects. Again, very comprehensive as far as the different types of scope that we've evaluated and looked at. So upgrading interior exterior lighting at several of the city's facilities with new LED lighting and controls, mechanical HVAC unit replacements at several facilities, thermostat controls at those similar facilities. These would replace existing thermostats that are already there with smart thermostats that city staff can use on a remote basis and provide a lot of flexibility to monitor and maintain the new equipment. We also have a backup power system included at the IT room at the CMC facility for the city's IT servers. We have EV charging facilities going at 3 different sites, one at the CMC facility as well as 2 parks across the city at Kings Lions and Heritage Park. We also have solar going in at CMC and upgrading the parking lot where that solar is going as well. I think on the next slide, it shows an overview of the solar and that parking area that's going to be upgraded. And then the EV chargers will be located in that area as well. And there's also a map there that kind of shows the different locations where the EV is going. We tried our best to locate the EV infrastructure at several sites across the city, but as well as being cost effective and not putting them everywhere. Some of the benefits there you can see on the next slide. There are some rebates and incentives that we're capturing as part of the project, as well as keying in, as Ashu mentioned, on economic development across the city, and then improving some of this older infrastructure to benefit city staff. The next fund would be under the water fund. Next slide. We have 2 projects here. One would be installing new AMI water meters and infrastructure for across the city. This would include installation and retrofits of about 7,400 water meters, and then all the infrastructure and integration for the automated meter reading portion of that as well. We also have a solar site at one of the city's booster sites at 40G Street, and you can see the image there as well. Some of the benefits on the water fund, really, the water meter project is a great overall project there with several key benefits that will help not only city staff, just from a maintenance perspective, but also, from a revenue standpoint and cost savings. The next one is the sewer fund. We have projects going in at the wastewater treatment facility, as well as several sewer and storm lift stations, installing variable frequency drives and new SCADA equipment. On the wastewater treatment facility, we have several projects going there, including new aeration, pump replacement, motor replacements, backup power, variable frequency drives, really a holistic kind of look at that site to bring a lot of the infrastructure into the modern kind of stage, and then also to improve the overall performance of the plant. I think that's the benefits. That's the scope. Yes, I think I touched on some of the benefits there. But yeah, I was going to turn it over to Amelia. Yeah.
Hello. As you can kind of see what Jacob just explained, I mean, this is truly an infrastructure project that, we're really modernizing your city through all these different measures and turning you into a smart city. A lot of people see this as kind of, what is a smart city? Do we just call ourselves a smart city? Are we really a smart city? But you truly are. So one of the main things that make you a smart city is through the SCADA, through the AMI water meters, having the EV charging in different areas, benefiting different areas of your community, having your staff be able to speak to one another with the different electronic systems that we're putting in, having your residents with the AMI water meters being able to go to a portal and seeing, how much water am I using, and, have a system for that. So, and we're also making you more resilient and reliable. So we're putting in resiliency at your CMC, which is really important if you were to have a PSPS event, power safety shutoff event, and at your wastewater treatment plant. So these things are making you guys more reliant, more connected, and a more cohesive city. So we're excited that, this project kind of touches those elements, and we've worked with other cities on this in the past, and we're excited to apply for you. You guys can apply for Smart City Awards. We've had cities win them globally. So it could be pretty cool for the city and a good way for you guys to showcase all the things you're doing. The next slide, just want to touch a little bit on. So our company, we only work for the public sector. And so when we do these projects and we're doing construction projects in the cities and communities we work in, we find it very important to give back to the local community and kind of bring them into the project and show them what's being done. So one of the few ways we want to do that is we're going to contribute to the Recreation Foundation to help fund the esports room, which I understand is something that the community was really excited about. And it doesn't say this on the slide, but the other thing we're going to work with you guys on is creating a website that can kind of showcase a platform for your residents to see, hey, this is what we're doing with AMI water meters. This is how much we're saving by these energy projects, to really show your community that you're taking your infrastructure seriously and sustainability. So that's all I have.
Thanks. Any questions so far? Yes, sir.
Right. I was looking at this for the meeting, and then also today going over the presentation, and did you consider any EV selections west of 41 in Bush? And the reason I say that is one of the largest collections of automobiles on a daily basis in the city is west of 41.
Okay.
And now we have a new resident that's been completed, and within a year, the second phase is going to start.
Okay.
So
the locations were decided in coordination with your staff. So we have we originally had two. Staff felt that we should add one at Heritage Park, so we did that. If as of right now, that's what's included. If you want another location to be included, we can definitely consider it. Or if you want to move Heritage Park or Kings Lion Park to another.
I think they're all going to be necessary. My point though is that's the city's growing, and,
right.
And I want to make sure that we're not we're keeping up with that capacity. So just a thought.
Okay. We'll work with your staff and look at the options. So anybody else? So just briefly talk about the cash flow. So this project cost is $24 million. And we work very diligently with your staff, the finance director, to identify all the sources of funds and where those funds will be used. So, there are savings from the solar project, from lighting, even from air conditioning. There were some savings we could find from rate optimization, which is we looked at your PG&E accounts and saw if there's a way to save money on that by putting them on a different tariff. And your staff had already done that, but there were 2 or 3 accounts we found where we could extend those savings. So I'm not going to go through all of them, but the total funds for this project came to around 50 million. And on the right side, you see the lease payments, and there's some O&M cost. And the net savings were 25 million over the 30-year life of the project. And and that includes some contribution that the city has to make. So anyway, that's a brief overview just to show that this project does pay for itself over the life of the project. Any question on any of that? And I'll highlight just the savings, the benefits again. I think Amelia and Jacob talked about them already. Basically, we're renovating your infrastructure, bringing you, making you a smart city. One of the key benefits that people don't realize of our projects is we're doing a lot of projects here. These are, a lot of smaller projects. The amount of staff time that we are saving through this project, is tremendous, because if you look at each one of these projects, there's probably 12 projects here. For you to hire an engineer, develop bid specs, bid them out, I mean, it's just a lot of work that, administrative work that we get done through these projects. We're guaranteeing the savings for 20 years. If the savings are any less than what we estimated, which are in the contract, we'll write you a check. And, there is a grant. There are 2 grants here. And so our estimate is that you'll receive around $876,000 in grants that'll come to the city, and we'll help do all the paperwork. So those are some of the key benefits. The last slide here talks about the project roadmap. If your council approves the project today, we will start work on it in early next year, and we hope to complete it in 18 months. So be happy to take any additional questions.
Any other questions from council?
Yes, Mayor. Are we done with the presentation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. I do have a few questions. Have we scoped out the SCADA portion of the project? The SCADA?
Yes, we have.
Do you mind explaining to the public what SCADA is?
So the full form of SCADA is Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition System. So that's the SCADA. Basically, you already have a SCADA system for your water wells, right? Yeah. So this extends the same system to the sewer lift stations, a storm lift station, and the wastewater treatment plant. And what you do is it automatically, it's not only a monitoring system, but it's a control system too. So you're constantly monitoring if any variable goes out of its limit. It automatically does it. And if it does go out of its limit, there could be a resulting action, like send a phone call to a staff member. Instead of somebody going every time to, there's a fault, something trips, you have to send somebody over. With a SCADA system, you automatically get the alarm and you know what the problem is. And there's a central monitor, and you can look at all of that. So it's not only monitoring, but control also.
If you don't mind, I would dive in a little bit more in that system.
Yeah.
So you mentioned control and monitoring and control systems, right? I reviewed quite a few SCADA systems in the past 2 decades, and there's quite a few vulnerabilities in terms of connecting it into the Internet of Things per se.
Okay.
And some of the concerns would be the controlling part of it. Is that a necessary thing for the project?
So it'll definitely add some flexibility and sending staff time out to shut that down from callbacks we get. If we could have an alarm, and we don't know what the alarm is for, so you've got to send somebody. We can't just ignore it.
Right, but remotely controlling it, is that necessary?
I think just setting.
Mr. Benavides, if you could please come to the microphone for those that are online, sorry.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so 100% necessary, I guess that could be argued, but it would just be like the AMIs, AMI meters aren't 100% necessary, but it's going to cut down on errors. It's going to cut down on misreads. It's going to cut down on time between reading and billing. So it's just going to be another tool for us to be able to send staff to more pressing issues than to have just alarm call outs or any kind of the other things that we need to do. Especially when we start talking about blend lines or anything like that with water and in sewer and storm. If we're having a storm event, it just makes us more nimble to be able to control things faster instead of having to drive out to some.
Right,
some
and
lift stations.
with that is the use cases that I've reviewed, there's quite a few vulnerabilities on the control part of things. There's several cyber attacks related to the not SCADA system itself, but the part of hooking it up to the internet. There has to be infrastructure for it, such as proper network segmentation, some security safeguards, as well as physical failovers and all that. Is that something that we can implement if we decide to push through with the implementation of the control part of it?
Yep, I don't think we've fully vetted and designed everything out, right? But yes, definitely there's going to be minimal connection and basically we're gonna have to call outs. Oh, here it comes.
No. Yeah, I was just gonna say, I mean, the part of this too, Councilmember Cruz, is that we're really expanding the existing SCADA system that the city currently is operating. So the SCADA right now that the city operates is on their water side. So all those booster sites, the well stations, this would really just be expanding that. So there's really no change in kind of the implementation that the city is already doing currently with some of their sites. We're really just expanding it to the additional sites. And so a lot of the infrastructure for the communication as far as the radio goes and all that's already been in place. The city's already gone forward and upgraded that. And we're just kind of tagging along to that and expanding it to these individual sites.
All right, so just for verification, we already have those communications in place, remote controls for those systems?
So we're lucky enough that our IT manager is actually at the meeting tonight.
He learned.
So basically, yeah, we have a cellular, that's like a VPN tunnel that these devices talk to each other on. And there's no way that they can access the internet. They can only talk within their own network. So that's definitely a concern. We don't want any ransomware hijacking of our water system. So we're working with Verizon to build these tunnels out.
Excellent. And who has access to that network?
It's just going to be our water system and whoever we really want to have access.
Excellent. Now, aside from that vulnerability of networks, there's also the physical aspect of it. One attack is a USB drive was introduced to the system. Do we have safeguards for those?
Right now, I feel like our security, our physical security, we should have more gates. We should have more cameras. Only at the moment, the water department or the SUSP has access to that facility. So really, I think there is more we could do for that. As far as the physical security, yeah.
Perfect. And then lastly, if something drastic happened, a disaster happens, right? Do we have physical fault controls so that we can disconnect it from the internet?
Yes. Yeah, there's a manual operation in place already.
Perfect.
That's something we are worried about.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Mr. Vargas. I do have one last question regarding that system. For another vulnerability is how outdated systems can be when in terms of SCADA, right? Who's going to maintain that? Is that going to be regularly maintained? Cloud.
Yeah, I mean, we have ongoing fees for the additional, connections for the communication piece, but yeah, it would be handed over as the city currently operates the existing SCADA, so that would be the expectation for the city to continue doing.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I really appreciate ESG, Mr. Benavides, Mr. Vargas. I appreciate you addressing all our concerns.
Any other questions from council?
What he said.
Are there any questions from the public on this item?
There is also a public hearing on this item later, so if somebody thinks of a question later or something that they would like to say, they can make a comment.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now we are going to item 2-2, which is discussion of ordinance to create entertainment district. Mr. Benavides. Also, I have to ask, where's your Christmas sweater?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I have to apologize for not having the proper attire for today's meeting. Yeah, so I just wanted to bring forth an idea for adopting an entertainment zone via the ordinance in the downtown area. I know we already have a bunch of festivals and things that we do. And this would just be to put kind of guardrails and then put it out in public, so make it more inviting, do more of the stay and stroll in the downtown, kind of start doing some more things to spur and encourage development and business to come in. A few other cities in the state have done it and haven't seen any uptick in crime or any kind of things like that. And there has been some positive, I did some light research, but there has been positive growth for the existing businesses and then new businesses wanting to come into the area. We're also kind of tying it to the air show festival we're planning next March. So that would be a kind of the kickoff time we would want to be looking at that in. So we could have a festival. We'll close down a couple streets, have some music playing and people be able to go out. There's a bunch of guardrails we could put, a bunch of ideas I've got, and we could kind of game plan on, but just wanted to get the thoughts of the council and see if this is something we might want to move forward with.
And if I can add in short, if you didn't have a chance to look at the agenda item, it would allow for specific events, and we could set the ordinance however you'd like, but it would allow for people to consume alcoholic beverages within that event in that area. And so if we're just wanting to see if that's something the council wants us to look into, you're not voting on anything tonight, but we don't want to spend a lot of time putting together a draft ordinance to bring back to you if you're saying we don't want to do that anyway. So we just wanted to see what the thoughts of the council were. And if you are thinking that that may be a good idea, that we can draft an ordinance with myself, our public works director, our police chief, and then Christy Bailey, and bring something back.
I'll open it up to council. Any questions, comments, concerns? Mr. Gornick?
I think it's a great idea. I have a couple questions. What is the area you would propose?
So it would be E Street, D Street, and maybe just a little bit south on Highland, going over to the parking lot area, and we would cut it off, Follett and Fox. So it would be just basically the downtown business district area.
How far on D Street, west?
To Fox.
Fox.
Basically where the tree is, right?
Yep.
Why don't you go in one block further? Because
I'll just.
Well, my point, because I think what little research I was able to do, this can be a area from which we generate some income, or at least identify an areas to go out for some grants to help us with certain things, parking,
Absolutely. I just set that up as the initial pickoff point. Definitely, if there's some thoughts on where and how, super open to it.
Yeah, I'd sure like to see some little research on what either, and please look outside of California.
Yep.
There's other cities that
I did. There are a few cities, Ohio and Kentucky, I think also did it.
Yeah, great.
So are you looking for consensus? Okay. But before we do that, I'm going to open it up to the public if there's any public comment on this study session. Mr. Walker?
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. Good evening. I just supportive of the idea, want to see Lemoore succeed, want to see Lemoore thrive. Just want to take an opportunity to respectfully remind the council to engage with existing community partners such as the Lemoore Chamber of Commerce. We'd love to continue the discussion off dais in an appropriate space, but just wanted to express that existing community partners are out there and would love to be part of the conversation. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public like to comment? See none, I'll bring it back to council.
The north side of the tracks?
It'd be southbound tracks.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about the north side of the tracks. Just the immediate north side of the tracks.
Truck parking area.
What's your question?
I don't know.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
I'm thinking out loud. I know we've
Ooh, that's
discussed stuff about the north side of the track. I mean, because it's right there next to what you're trying to do and or where you're wanting to work.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice to use the north side of the tracks to eventually do parking.
Yeah.
So we can, if we're gonna be
Or
bringing in a bunch of people.
yes, or something, anything.
Or something.
Because it's just such an eyesore and I don't like it.
Yep.
We don't own it though, so that's the.
I know. That's why I'm just throwing it out there.
Mhm.
And I don't know if you were here earlier, but I mean, you got to bring Faith Faria in on this. I mean, she's only the best person in the city, apparently.
Noted.
I mean, I agree with you. Faith being the best person, that is. That's all I have.
There, any other conversation?
Yeah, I would also look at either some city planners or some architects who have been involved in projects like this and what they can offer,
Absolutely.
Don't need to go hire anybody, but just, if they've been involved in some stuff, maybe they should share their work or their projects or ideas.
And this is like creating an ordinance for like Hanford's Witches Night Out and all that kind of stuff, right? Is that what you're talking about? Or
I don't know what that is, but yes, it'd be.
So,
it'd be important.
I don't believe Hanford has that ordinance because if you go to Witches Night Out, you can't take your open container from one store to the next. They require you to finish it in that store before you go to the next one.
yeah, is that
So the draft ordinance that we would put together would allow you to do it, but it's not like an everyday thing. It would be for specific events
yeah,
that are hosted downtown.
yeah. Yeah, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So I saw 2 head nods.
Yes.
3, 4, 5 head nods.
Thank
So
you.
looking
Yep.
forward to what you bring back to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. So we'll go ahead and go to public comment. Public comment will be in accordance with the attached policy. This time is reserved for members of the audience to address the city council on items of interest that are not on the agenda and are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the council. It is recommended that speakers limit their comments to 3 minutes each, and it is requested that no comments be made during this period on items on the agenda. The council is prohibited by law from taking any action on matters discussed that are not on the agenda. Prior to addressing the council, any handouts for council will be provided to the city clerk for distribution to the council and appropriate staff. The public will have an opportunity to comment on items on the agenda once the item has been called and the mayor opens the item to the public. Is there any public comment at this time? I knew it. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. And you shouldn't be surprised. Part of my public comment you asked for, but I'm here wearing a couple different hats. I just want to first start off with the Lemoore Chamber of Commerce. Today, we announced the extension of our exciting holiday light fight. So it's not too late to get those applications in. Please, if you have, whether for your residence or commercial property, if you're interested in celebrating the Christmas spirit with healthy competition, now is the opportunity to do so. So get those applications in. Also, just want to respectfully reflect congratulations to the city on their success in the Christmas parade. It was a resounding success with so many community members in attendance. It's also, just as a longtime resident personally, it's good to see that the parade is expanding and getting bigger, such as near the Ceremony Museum is one of the next big features of the parade. And then speaking of the Ceremony Museum, we will be celebrating our 50th coming next October. There will be more information coming out soon, but just wanted to take a moment to respectfully remind the community that we are here. We have the privilege of being in one of Lemoore's gems. We're the only museum in the city, one of the oldest in the county, and it's just a really unique opportunity to be there and provide that both Lemoore local history, how we were founded, as well as that unique ceremony and Kings County at large history. Speaking with the Rotary Club of Lemoore, Breakfast with Santa was incredible. We had a wonderful pancake breakfast with eggs and bacon and potatoes by Gotti's Kitchen, another fantastic Lemoore Chamber of Commerce member. And Lemoore Rotary proudly donated hot chocolate for a little station that you could build your own. Candy canes, marshmallows, sprinkles, whipped cream, all you can name. It was a fantastic opportunity to see Santa Claus, take photos, enjoy a good breakfast, while also just be with the community. And then with my remaining minute, alluding to what I was saying earlier, earlier today, the Kings County Board.
I'm gonna pause you
Your
right
thoughts
there.
right there?
Yeah, that's for future.
That's for the future.
Yes,
Okay, so I will.
next meeting.
Next meeting, I will share some information that was shared earlier today about the history of Lemoore.
Yes.
And if you want to learn more about Lemoore history, again, the museum is an excellent place to visit. And then with that, I yield the rest of my time.
Thank you. You're definitely gonna need more than 1 minute left to give that spiel. Any other public comment?
Hi, my name is Chuck Riddle. I'm with USA Softball. We're here to see if we can get a contract with the softball fields over here on 19th Avenue rather than the hourly price that we were quoted at the city yard over there. So we're just asking if we can, have a contract to guarantee us like from February to June that softball will have the facility and stuff like that.
We can't comment on it, but we can have staff reach out to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you could give your contact information to the city clerk, that would be appreciated.
I just wanted to bring it to your guys' attention about if there was any changes or anything going on about the street cats. I know there's like the law put in place right now about how they can roam around and all that stuff. If there's anything that in picture, I guess that's going to change, or if there's anything that can be done. Because I know we've called PD about it, but obviously they got bigger and other things to do. I know animal control can't do too much unless they're sick or something like that. But as far as people feeding cats and just the numbers of stray cats that are on the streets and everywhere else, and the feces and everything else that they bring. So just wanted to bring that to your guys' attention to see if there's anything that could be done or if there's anything that is going to be done to address that issue.
Where do you live?
We live on Hazelwood. So I know there's somebody there that feeds them that has at least 30 cats, and I guess for them it's nice to have, but 30 cats turns into 60
Crazy.
cats, and then they get sick. So it's like you're not even really helping them at the end of the day. They end up getting ran over or get sick, and then they're throwing up. There's blood, they got feces, they got parasites, all kinds of stuff. I know other people have animals, and then their animals end up eating the feces, and then we got vet bills, kids. So, but yeah, just wanted to bring that to your guys' attention.
Could you state your name for the record?
Yeah, my first name is Andy, last name Lima.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for bringing your concerns.
Yep.
Any other public comment? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and move on to department and city manager reports.
Thank you. I wanted to let everybody know that spring indoor soccer registration is open right now. We also have line dancing classes going on in the rec center on Friday evenings.
What time does that start?
5:15, I think. I'm not sure.
5:15.
5:15, yes.
5:15 to
Are you going to sign up? We're all curious now.
You want to see somebody line dance, you better come watch.
And then I just wanted to provide an update for the community that Lennar has cleared that emergency access road in the neighborhood that we spoke about at the last meeting. And then we are having a grand opening for Miguel's Flaming Grill on Saturday at 10:30 a.m. That is the concession stand at Rotary Park, also known as the skate park. So Miguel is going to be renting that space from the city. Everything's been cleared through the city and through the county. So he will have his grand opening Saturday at 10:30 a.m. I believe he does like barbecue and sandwiches and soups and salads and that type of food. And then Chief also has some announcements.
Also, where's your sweater, sir?
Oh,
Well, that's the best part. I don't have to think about what I'm gonna wear every day. Good evening, Mayor and Council. I want to echo what Mr. Walker had to say in regards to the Christmas parade. The chamber did an outstanding job organizing that, and I want to commend them. There's very little, if any, issues out there, so it's well appreciated from our end. Thank you. I also want to thank all those that helped out over the last 2 weekends shopping with us for our Reason for the Season event. We have identified 65 families so far for Reason for the Season, and then 13 families for Presence on Patrol. Reason for the Season is this Friday, starting off at the police department at 1 p.m. Presence on Patrol will take place next Monday, starting at noon. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, we have our consent calendar. Items considered routine in nature are placed on the consent calendar. They will all be considered and voted upon in one vote as one item unless a council member or member of the public requests individual consideration. 4-1, approval minutes, regular meeting, December 2nd, 2025. 4-2, approval, police department update, November 2025. 4-3, approval, building division update, November 2025. 4-4, approval, fire department update, August through November 2025. 4-5, approval, finance department update, November 2025. 4-6, approval, fiscal year 2026 year-to-date expense summary and departmental budget status. 4-7, information only, measure as sales tax reporting periods of first quarter of fiscal year 2025 to 2026. 4-8, approval budget amendment, OVO control service for PFMD Zone 9. That is our consent calendar. Is there anyone from council that would like to pull any of those items?
4.6 and 4.7.
Okay. Any other items from council?
4-8 for me.
Really?
Yeah, I want to know about it.
I'm gonna ask you for your packet. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm reading it right now, actually. That's why I got questions.
Would anyone from the public like to pull any other remaining items? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve consent calendar items 4-1 through 4-5.
Move as per the.
Second. I'll second.
Move as
Motion
presented.
by Councilmember Brewster and a second by Councilmember Gornick. Councilmember Brewster?
Yes.
Councilmember Gornick?
Yes.
Councilmember Lyons?
Yes.
Councilmember Cruz?
Yes.
And I vote yes as well, passes 5-0. 4-6. I'm assuming you just want a presentation or do you have a
No,
question?
I'd like to see the numbers, yeah,
Okay.
as well as the public. Important stuff.
So an overview is what you're asking for?
Just go over the staff report.
So as of right now, where we're currently sitting for our fiscal year 26 expenses year to date, our total is 6.4 million of our 17.8 million budget. Everyone is tracking as expected. Right now, the overages that you see is it's identified in the summary is due to the cost allocation. At this time, they'll get reimbursements or they'll end up paying more to others. The enterprise funds total year to date are 5.8 million of their 27.9 for the year. And again, everyone is on track with the exception of sewer, who hasn't started several projects yet.
And the police, go back a little bit. The police budget.
Okay.
Chief, are we pretty much on track with what we're doing with the call center there? I mean, we're good as far as.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. good.
Yeah, we'll be,
How about the hookup with AT&T? Are they still dragging their
they
feet?
ran lines, this week, yes, end of last week, right?
And they're not asking for any more. I mean, we're okay with.
Yeah, it was, we had to have a company come in.
Okay, good. But you got what you need in terms of.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions, other questions or comments from council?
No.
Any questions or comments from the public on this item? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to council to entertain a motion to approve.
Motion. Second.
I have a motion by Councilmember Brewster and motion by Councilmember Lyons. Councilmember Brewster?
Yes.
Councilmember Lyons?
Yes.
Councilmember Cruz?
Yes.
Councilmember Gornick?
Yes.
And I vote yes as well, passes 5-0. 4-7, I'm assuming you just want an overview of that as well? Okay.
So we've received our full first quarter of the fiscal year, and as you can see that we are well on track to meet our budgeted revenue projections. It's too early to tell whether we will exceed those or not, but we do expect to meet.
Good. As far as like Helena, are they on track? Are they fully open and operating?
Oh, that I don't know.
They have their business office open. I had a meeting out, when was that meeting? Like 2 or 3 weeks ago that we were out there. And they mentioned that they're going to have more truck traffic after the start of the new year. So I don't know if they're fully operational, but their office is moved out there.
Do they have to go through a check with you guys in terms of chemicals?
No, but they will give us like they'll show us like
Where
what
they're-
they have, where the amounts, this and then the other safety precautions. They'll bring the fire department out and
And fire's already cleared them. They're
Yeah.
cleared by fire and building.
Yeah. Good. Well, that's good. I was just kind of curious as to when they would start kicking in to help us as well.
Any other questions or comments from council? Any questions or comments from council on this item?
you mean the public?
From the public? Sorry, forgot that part. Seeing none, I'll bring it back to council to entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Oh, no, that's information
I
only.
would say that's information only.
No, there
Do
you
we have to
go.
accept it?
Right.
No? All right, we're good. Okay. Motion to accept it.
Motion. There you go. Second.
Motion by Councilmember Gornick and a second by Councilmember Brewster. Councilmember Gornick?
All right.
Councilmember Brewster?
Yes.
Councilmember Lyons?
I accept it.
Councilmember Cruz?
Yes.
And I vote to accept it as well. 5 accepting. Item 4-8. Mr. Brewster. Do you have a specific question or do you need to
So
learn
what-
about the birds and the bees
I'm gonna leave that.
or just the birds?
No, just
You pulled the item. You just opened
what
the
is
door.
this? What
It is, it is essentially pigeon birth control. And so I have gone, so this is PFMD Zone 9, which we also commonly refer to as Tract 920. So that's the neighborhood of the residents that were here last meeting. I get calls and emails from people out there regularly about a pigeon infestation. And I went out there and I've never seen anything like it. It's kind of like a scary movie. Like there is more pigeons there than I've ever seen in one location in my entire life. And so we did some safeguards on city property there. And we were trying to figure out ways that we could help them. And randomly one night I remembered that I had been on a team building event with the Coalinga City Council when I worked there. And we were in downtown San Luis Obispo and our tour guide said, "Did you notice how there's no pigeons in San Luis Obispo?" And I'm like, "Oh, there really is no pigeons." And so the whole time I kept looking for them. And he said, that's because the city of San Luis Obispo puts pigeon birth control in their water so that they don't have pigeons downtown. And I forgot about that until I was trying to figure out a way to solve the pigeon problem for this neighborhood. And so I Googled it and there really is pigeon birth control. And so this is this ovo control company. I reached out to them. We got to the point where then we needed a licensed pest control person to provide the service. And so we reached out to Advanced Pest Control here in town. They do have the license to provide the service. We already contract with them for other pest control services. There is money in the PFMD Zone 9 to fund this, but the OVO control estimates that after 1 year of service, you've decreased the pigeon population by 50%. So we are recommending, and this is something that is below my spending authority to be able to do, but I wanted the public to be aware of it because these feeders would appear in their neighborhood. And also because a lot of people will have questions about, well, what if my cat gets into the feeder, or what if my cat eats one of the pigeons that's eaten the OVO control? So I wanted to put it on a council agenda so it's all public. It has all of those concerns addressed in the staff report. And so I'm just asking council to approve this item so we can try to address the pigeon problem, because it's only going to get worse when they start doing tract 935 if we don't address it now.
So we will not, we will allow all you can eat for kitty cats too, right?
Jeez.
Sounds like a plan.
Is that zone 9? Is that just track 920, or are they going to migrate to another part of the city where we're going to have to do this?
So this doesn't kill them. It doesn't rehome them. All it does is impacts their reproductive system. So they will still stay in that neighborhood, but they won't be able to reproduce at the rate that they do now. And so that's how their population decreases.
Okay. I'm good. And no, I don't need a lesson on anything.
Sounds like you do. Oval control, do they have something for cats too?
They do not. They only have the pigeon birth control at this time.
Sounds like they should invest.
Sounds like.
Any other questions or comments from council?
No.
Are you sure?
No.
Okay. Any questions or comments from the public on this item? Seeing none. I'll bring it back to council.
I'll make motion.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilmember Brewster, a second by Councilmember Lyons. Councilmember Brewster,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyons,
Yes, Oval.
Councilmember Cruz,
Yes.
Councilmember Gornick,
All right.
and I vote aye as well. Passes 5 in favor. Next, we have public hearing 5-1, public hearing ordinance 2025-03, amending chapter 7 of title 3 of the Lemoore Municipal Code pertaining to peddlers, solicitors, and transient merchants. Chief.
Good evening again, Mayor and Council. So, as you stated, this is the public hearing for this amending of Chapter 7 and Title 3. We've previously held 2 study sessions regarding this topic. During those study sessions, we have outlined significant changes to the municipal code, to this municipal code. If approved, the municipal code would require any potential solicitor to first apply with the police department and submit fingerprints for a background check. If a license is approved, they will be provided with an ID card and entered into a database available to the citizens to verify their license status. The license would be issued, or the licensee would be issued an ID card, which they must wear during all times during solicitation. This ordinance also sets the hours solicitation can occur to be between 9 a.m. and 7 p.m., prohibiting all solicitation from occurring on Sunday. Those under the age of 18 would be exempt. No soliciting can occur at any residence which a sign is displayed indicating no solicitors. Residential properties that display a no soliciting sign may request to have their address included on a registry of residential properties whose occupants do not wish to receive solicitation. A registry will be posted to the LPD webpage and available at the police department. That sums up the amended ordinance change. Is there any questions? I think we
Any questions, comments, concerns from council?
You've got all you need in this,
I believe so.
good. Remove.
We'll go ahead and open the public hearing and open public comment. Any public comment on this item? Mr. Walker?
I thought maybe he'd be sleeping there and realize that.
I don't think he sleeps.
Wearing my private citizen hat, I'm very supportive of this. I recall the last meeting when Councilmember Gornick asked those in attendance if this has been an issue, if you've been solicited after hours, and I proudly raised my hand. I've had to deal with it with my minor brother at the time, having to deal with very hostile solicitors after hours when I wasn't able to be home, and them being incredibly disrespectful to other occupants in my household. So. And we have a no soliciting sign for the record. So this is very much needed in my personal view. I think it balances free speech concerns that have been expressed on all sides, both for the one doing the soliciting as well as for the residents of the home who are removing that license to approach the house with the sign. So just wanted to express support for this at a personal level. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? We'll go ahead and close the public hearing and I'll bring it back to council.
Just one clarification. Is there, are we gonna do any public noticing around the city with respect to this? And going into neighborhoods or anything like that, a sign?
We definitely can. We
You know, like in
anticipate,
parking here, you know, just something where.
I mean, we're gonna try to, we probably won't put up any formal signage, but we will try to get that information out, especially as we create the registry for those citizens that want to come on board, place their address onto that registry. We definitely will.
Any other questions or comments from council? And I will, I have the wording here. Entertain a motion to introduce and waive the first reading of ordinance 2025-03, amending chapter 7 of Title 3 of the Lemoore Municipal Code pertaining to peddlers, solicitors, and transient merchants.
So move.
A motion and a second, motion by Councilmember Gornick, second by Councilmember Brewster. Councilmember Gornick.
Aye.
Councilmember Brewster.
Yes.
Councilmember Cruz.
Yes.
Yes.
Councilmember Lyons.
Yes.
And I vote yes as well. Passes 5 in favor. 5-2, public hearing resolution 2025-35, authorizing execution of the guaranteed energy savings performance contract between the city of Lemoore and Pacific West Energy Solutions, Inc., DBA Energy Systems Group Pacific West, and resolution 2025-36, adopting required findings under government code section 4217.10 through 4217.18 and approving a tax exempt equipment lease purchase agreement in order to finance the energy conservation services with Bank of America. Is that bank or is it Bank of America? Public Capital Corporation. Ms. Trejo. Are you actually doing that?
No, our city attorney is going to read some information for you.
Yeah, I want to point out, so there's been additional communication between my office and the parties on this, and we've now combined the two resolutions. As you could see, they were quite wordy. So now 2025-35 and 2025-36 is just one 2025-36. And you all have copies of the new resolution, and we do have copies available if any member of the public wants to look at it. But it is a resolution that covers both the approval of the agreement with Pacific West and the financing agreement with Bank of America.
Is there any presentation on this or it's just the resolution?
No, it's just the resolution. The presentation was what ESG presented earlier.
You don't want to do it again? No? All right.
I will add, Mayor, that In addition to the resolution changes, there have been additional red lines made to the agreement. The agreement that's part of the packet that the public got has some red lines. There's been a few additional ones that the parties are in agreement to as well, and has been presented to council as well. So just want to point that out so that if we are approving it, the motion would be to include the red line changes as of right now.
Any questions or comments from council?
I just want to compliment everybody on this project. You know, we have infrastructure that needs a great deal of attention. And if we are going to grow as a city, we have to make sure that this stuff is in working order and can accommodate the new residents of our city and the existing ones. So it's a well thought out plan. I look forward to moving forward with it.
Anything else from council? Seeing none, I'll go ahead and open the public hearing. Are there any questions, comments, or concerns from the public? Mr. Reed.
I just have a question. What period of time are we financing this for?
20 years.
20 years.
Correct.
That's a long time. And where are we getting the funds for it?
So it depends on the project. So the water fund is paying the AMI meters and everything associated with the water projects. The general fund is making a contribution towards some of the general fund projects, and I think it's like 3.5 million remaining is going to be financed. And then on the sewer, I think our contribution is 500,000 from the sewer fund, and the remaining is going to be financed.
Thank you.
And that leaves us with still healthy reserves in those funds.
Except sewer, yes,
Yeah.
which we know that we've had issues in the sewer fund, but in the general fund and water fund, we'll be fine.
Any other public comment? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing and bring it back to council.
I'd like to move for the approval of the energy savings performance contract.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilmember Gornick and a second by Councilmember Cruz. Councilmember Gornick,
Aye.
Councilmember Cruz,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyons,
Aye.
Councilmember Brewster.
Yes.
I vote yes as well. Passes 5 in favor. New business, we have yes, the passage of the resolution. Yeah, I didn't have that word in front of me, sorry.
For the record, I believe unless council would like to correct me, the motion is to approve the resolution, which is 2025-36.
Yes. Yes.
Why not?
That's what we agreed to. Yeah, what you said, that's what I agreed to.
I heard you.
Yeah, I thought you knew. I know.
So much.
Yep.
Thank you. Safe travels.
Okay.
Item 6-1, approval contract for the purchase of new website hosting and agenda management software. Mr. Vargas. Also, where's your Christmas sweater?
Chief Kendall has it.
Hey,
Oh,
just be glad he's here.
I know.
Yeah, so I'm here to talk about the new websites that we've been looking to get the contract going for. So we talked to 3 of the main vendors, Civic Plus, EvoGov, and Revise. And this is for the entire website, the hosting, the migration, and the agenda management software. So we are wanting to go with Civic Plus because it's the all-in-one solution. It's used by many cities around us. And as far as their level of security and their level of uptime, that's what I would recommend as well. And I don't have a presentation or slideshow or anything. I'm not sure exactly what you guys have seen on these bids. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. hook it up. Yes.
So what's it gonna cost us?
So the initial cost is gonna be, do you want to hear each one or just the Civic Plus?
Well, what's the total cost for us?
So these are multiple year contracts, but the first year for Civic Plus is $44,991. The option B would be 36, this is EvoGov, 36,609. And the option C would be the revise, which is $46,009.
Okay, because it was under 50,000, you just got in touch with 3 vendors, is that what this was, or did you go out with an RFP?
No, we just went with the 3 vendors.
Okay.
These were the top ones that the other cities around us were using.
Okay. What is the, in my experience, the success of websites has to do with who's maintaining it and who's updating it. And where does that responsibility lie?
So that would be myself and the IT analysts. We take everybody's documents.
I mean, no, see, that's where I get worried. When it becomes you and other people. I mean, who is responsible for updating the information on our website?
I get emails from everybody in the departments, and they tell me to post it. They tell me.
So what if Frank Gornick in the XYZ department hasn't done anything about his department in the last 3 months?
The updates, yeah, I can't update for them. They would have to send me what they wanted to update.
Well, who kicks me in the butt and says, "Hey, move, let's get going here. What's going on?"
That's a good question.
I know it is, because that's where it breaks down. You know, who's gonna?
So there's some things that happen automatically, like when we have a new master user fee schedule that will automatically get posted. But like as far as like rec events that are going on or registration that's open or anything like that, the rec manager will send IT, like these are the flyers for the events going on, these are upcoming community events, and then they will update them on the site.
And with this, with these new websites, we can assign departments a certain web page that they can maintain themselves, which we can't do that now. So that is something we can do if we go with the new website.
Yeah, but I still go back to my premise. So Frank Gornick at XYZ department is assigned to be able to update this, and I'll get to it, but I got these other things I gotta get done here. You know, who's gonna?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay, and so let's say the rec department. Okay, you're gonna sign up your kids for soccer. Okay, how's that gonna tie into our system? Are we gonna be able to tie that all into our system, or you gotta come around to the back door with your check and do it here instead of a whatever? I mean, if we want to be a smart city, we got to start thinking smart. So
yes,
I'm just, you know,
I agree.
I'm not picking on you. I'm just, I've seen people say, "Oh, this website's just going to make this so slick. People are going to love it. I mean, it'll even play music and all kinds of stuff."
Yeah, I think the integration with what we're trying to build, our financial system doesn't have a direct integration with any website at the moment. So what we have to do is build bridges, those connections.
Yeah, and you got to build those.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is the goal, is to get everything more user friendly, easier to manage, more options on who can have what kind of rights and access. But there is no one answer.
Is that your responsibility to put these permissions out there in terms of who can do what, where, and when?
Yes.
Okay. And when Frank Gornick's not doing his job, who's going to tell Frank Gornick, "Hey, you're not doing your job. What's going on?"
It'll be whoever Frank Gornick's supervisor is. So in most instances, it's going to be only mid-management employees and department heads who have access to the website or are able to recommend changes for the website. And so most of them report directly to me.
Okay. Because it is a really vital tool for a city. You know, we can't just rely on the new sign out there. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is partially blocked by the tree if you're going east. But other than that, it's, you know. Okay.
If I may make a comment, generally you do have to be careful of who you allow to access to the website, right? This is information that goes out to the public. So we are restrictive on who we allow to make those updates and changes so that they're appropriate, they're accurate before they go out. As well as the contract that we.
Is that known in the organization?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
they are, everything is supposed to be vetted. It goes through the city clerk, the city manager's office, it goes through IT before it goes out to the public. We don't want misinformation out there. We don't want to, for lack of a better word, like, we don't want to make ourselves look dumb. If we're posting, things in there that have a lot of misspellings, the wrong dates and things like that. So it is, yes, things that we do put restrictions on who has access to those, as well as the contracts. The Civic Plus that we're looking at going with has a 4-year revamp on it. So every 4 years, it's a feature that we pay for with them, but every 4 years, the website would get an overhaul as well. So to the degree of that, I'm not sure what it really entails. But
Well,
every 4 years at a minimum, it would get a facelift, on it.
Okay, so in our packet, it said it was a one-time cost of 33,000 for the design, mitigation and setup. Or is that? So.
So the 33 grand is the one time and then the 11,000 is the subscription, right?
That's our
Yeah.
annual.
Yeah.
So what happens on the fourth or fifth year that you were talking, what number is that?
Of course, every year it could go up and then we could, renegotiate at that point. If we want to stay with them, we want to go with another vendor. It makes sense to stay with them. But we could always negotiate.
The costs, I think, are very reasonable nowadays.
I
have no
agree.
problem with the costs. Whatever always kills you is the execution, the implementation of it. So.
I think we have to look at what we're using now currently, which I don't think is a robust system.
Would agree.
It's aged, and we've kind of been grandfathered into those contracts, which means if we want to expand or add, we really can't. So we have to look at what we have and where we want to be and make the decision.
So are we locked in because of our existing contract, or can we?
No, we could leave today if we wanted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we just pay monthly for all
You
our
just have to
services.
build one and so you can move over when it's ready.
Yeah, we take everything, all the data, everything we have, and we move it over to a new host.
So how long of a job is that gonna have for you?
Probably about 4 to 6 months.
Okay, and that's you or them, or you and them together?
Us combined.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What happens to the existing website? Does it stay just lingering in the abyss, or?
It will be
Taken down.
offline.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take the domain, which is the name of the Lemoore.com, move it to Lemoore.gov, and that'll be ours now. So if anybody types in Lemoore.com, it'll take them to the new site.
Good luck.
Well, congratulations. You made it through Frank. Now here comes Mr. Cruz.
Yeah.
Actually.
This is-
You thought I was.
No, first of all, I want to thank you, Mr. Hayden, staff as well for thoroughly reviewing all these different products, these offerings, and vetting for them. This is a great solution. I've reviewed the scope of work thoroughly, and it's a really good scope. Very feasible 6-month project. Something along that line is we need to set expectations with their project manager, create milestones so that we don't expect scope creep, or we minimize scope creep so it doesn't extend over that 6 months. And a few questions, if you don't mind. The Lemoore.com. So when you have a website, you have a domain name and hosting. The domain name is what you type in the web browser, and the hosting is what has all your files. All right. So basically, this hosting part is what Civic Plus is offering, right? So I want to clarify who's managing the Lemoore.com name.
So we will have them change our domain to Lemoore.gov, and that's what we will own.
Okay, and then what's going to happen to Lemoore.com? Are we going to maintain that for integrity?
We can. I'm not sure the direction what we want to do with it, but pretty much, I would say, yeah, we would keep that as
Right.
well.
I highly recommend that we
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, we don't want to lose that.
Yeah, we don't want anybody else to.
Yeah, we
that
don't
or
want
not.
any
You don't want Hanford to
entity
buy it.
pretending to be small.
Keeping it.
And then especially we can do redirects for it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
There are other features in there, optional enhancement that I was hoping that you can scope out in the future. The chatbot, the audio UI, and the Civic Send. I think that would really help with our community engagement. If we get a chance in the future, I think that would be a great add-on. Also, something that I did not notice is our periodic analytics review. So in addition to a success of a website, we have to understand which pages are being accessed and by who and what age group. They can drill it down to really efficient analytics, and that's how we cater our content, right? So that's something that you might want to consider investigating. If there's or maybe I just missed that part.
They have, well, it's optional, it's more expensive, but they have, and you could always add it on later on. It's a heat map. So it'll show where everybody has clicked the most, where everybody, all the movements are tracked and everything's searched. So you kind of get an idea of where your traffic is going. So it's really visual.
Yeah, excellent. And then on top of the hosting, I believe we're getting other perks like the media streaming part of it, which is very essential. What solution are we using right now?
We're using Zoom,
Zoom.
Zoom Business. So we'd move away from that, and also YouTube. It would be all on our website. Everything would be on these servers versus, YouTube or something like that, or Zoom.
Right.
So we can broadcast our Christmas parade.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, and to my understanding, it can run up to 3 streamings at the same time. So if you have 3 events happening all at the same time, you can broadcast that.
Right.
And we have unlimited storage for it.
Next year, I'd like to see you put in your budget a robot.
A robot?
The,
Manage
Optimus.
Optimus.
Lastly, in relation to what Mr. Gornick is saying, it sounds like a very procedural thing. Some systems that I worked on before is they have a feature called workflows. So ideally, you would set it up in a way wherein each department would be delegated their own set of pages. And that way you'll have an approval workflow. Let's say I'm the submitter. Let's say I'm an analyst. I'm the one editing the page. And then when I submit it, it goes to an approver, like a supervisor. They get to review it before it goes live. So I believe Civic Plus is also called a CMS, a content management system. So if you know Microsoft Word, you can straight copy paste it there. So fairly simple. You can delegate it. I highly encourage that.
We were going to go with some of their workflows in the agenda software.
Yeah.
So that way we would run through the proper channels, and that's what we would use it for starting now.
Okay, and then eventually maybe we can do that on the pages side of things. Perfect. Yeah. Again, thank you for all your thorough work, and I really appreciate the effort on modernizing our efforts or our brand.
Awesome.
So this so we've already looked at agenda software. We know that our website is special. This would replace Zoom, which I highly recommend doing. That's kind of like, it seems like a lot of what we've been trying to work towards all in one, which is great. I know the cost is seems high to me. I'm not in that field. I don't know what that all costs, but it seems like we would get some bang for our buck there. So I appreciate all the work that you guys put into bringing this and all the information that you gave us tonight. So oh, I had one question, but what was it? I had it before you started talking. Oh, I do remember. So we've talked to cities that currently use this. Has any of our staff used it before themselves?
We'd use the app, excuse me, the app.
Mhm.
We use the Civic Plus mobile app for our website as well. So that's how we've worked with them in the past,
Okay.
Marissa and Hayden.
Does this package give us the ability to put out notifications to the public or not yet? We're not there yet.
No, that's tricky because of privacy issues, but we do have Text My Gov, which we already have that now. And that will allow us, people who opt in can get a message about work being done or emergency, stuff like that.
Mhm.
But we can't like push it out to everybody without their consent.
Is that an option to like have some type of consent to?
Put it out there?
I'm just,
I think
I
so.
feel like the only piece that we're missing in all of this is still trying to get get information out to the public on different events happening or different, things going on throughout the city, different changes or what have you, which I know we have that other stuff, but that's not really included in that. So I was just wondering if there was a way in any of this to make that happen.
That I would have to look into, just because it is tricky with the legal side of it. We like tech wise, we could do it, but the privacy would be the main factor. And if we could get around that through consent.
Yeah, because I
could
feel
look
like
into that.
everything that you subscribe to, there's that whole thing that you
The
agree to. Yeah.
Starting to like that idea.
Okay,
Mayor, I have forgot one more thing. Oh, with the civic send, I believe we can do that, but you still have to opt in. That's a legal requirement.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last thing that I forgot to ask is I encourage you to review that tech support coverage. It looks like they're only doing 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. CST. So that means that's 5 p.m. our time. So if we have a media problem or something, we need support for that in case we have issues with those.
I'll check on that. Yeah, I didn't catch that.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Any other questions or comments from council? Any questions or comments from the public?
Yes,
Mr. Reed?
if it's all right. Oh, am I talking over someone? Hold on.
Oh, okay. Let me get this public comment real quick. Mr. Reed?
Unless I missed something, Mr. Vargas is going to be the final person to have the information going onto the website. Is that correct?
I'm the one who did it. Puts the documents on the website and make sure there are links. They sent it to me and I will.
So my question is, now I'm assuming that from time to time you may be on vacation. So if you're on vacation and we need something to go on there, who then would be the responsible person? Okay, thank you.
So just for those online, the answer was the IT analyst would then post that information. Did we have any questions for the individual online? Sorry. No other
No.
questions? Okay. Thank you for being willing to answer questions, but I think we are good. So I'm looking for a motion if
Mayor
chooses.
I move that we approve this contract for the new website hosting and agenda management software.
A motion?
Second.
I'm a sec.
Yeah, I'd like the third.
A motion by Councilmember Cruz and a second by Councilmember Brewster. Councilmember Cruz?
Yes.
Councilmember Brewster?
Yes.
Councilmember Lyons?
Yes.
Councilmember Gornick?
Yes.
And I vote yes as well, passes 5 in favor. And then next we have city council reports and requests. Councilmember Brewster.
Yes, let's see. I don't know if I got to say it last meeting or not, but I got appointed to the Public Safety Committee for Cal Cities. I was watching the board of supervisor meetings from my phone today, from today and last week. It's been a little busy. Little League registration is open right now and online. Should be open till January, right? I think so. Trials will be in January. Season starts first weekend of March.
Ask you real quick, sorry, because somebody asked us what age Little League starts at.
4, I think. I believe it's 4. Maybe 3. Yeah, depends if they're talented or not, you know. Well, you got to at least be able to somewhat do something because you have 3-year-olds. Yes, yeah. Okay. Don't think it's, I'm just saying, you know, Stewie here.
Yeah, I saw you playing Little League.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. What else have I been doing? I attended both the Hanford and Lemoore Christmas parade. I
Were you in
will.
both?
I was in both. Let me tell you. Okay. The Hanford one with traffic control and all of that was frustrating. That will be the word I use.
Good word.
Yes.
Yeah, you almost got hit right now.
Yeah, I know. I got the ice. So I will give a lot of props to the PD, the chamber. That was smooth, seamless. We came in, we went down. My only request is, can we light up the entire parade path with the lights above?
Yes, we can.
That's my only request.
Yes, Mercy can.
So that was one thing. We got past the tree and it got super dark. So I think that's an improvement we can make.
Put lights on your float.
I
That's
had
all you-
red and blue lights everywhere. So just a little food for thought on that. But everybody did a really good job, and hope everybody had a good or is going to have a good Christmas. So that's it. I'm done.
Councilmember Lyons?
Yeah, I would like to congratulate Faith Faria. She really is the I don't even know. She's the brain, backbone, and the legs of that fire department. That place would not function at the level that it does without her. She is absolutely essential. And I mean, I can't say enough good things about that person. I love her. I think she's great. I love her interaction with the city, with the town. Maybe I've said too much. I'll go ahead and stop talking about Faith right now. Other than the fact that she is great, I love her to death. And yeah, the Christmas parade was a huge success. It was, you know, I mean, if you're gonna compare it to Hanford's, I mean, I don't think there's much of a comparison there, but nonetheless, good job, Hanford. Nice try. That, and I love your Christmas sweater that we all got told multiple times to wear. I don't know what's going on with this guy.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to straighten his
Kids.
I know.
That's all I got to say.
Buying books, send them to school. Nothing happens. That I'm done. Yeah.
That's it. Councilmember Cruz?
Mayor, I just have 5 quick items. First one, I want to congratulate Faith as well and the fire department on incredible dedication. Right. And then I also want to congratulate PD. I believe you have a new officer swearing in on December 23rd, Officer Rodriguez. So it's a good gain. Thank you so much and congratulations. I also want to thank our city manager for gaining traction on that smart city initiative, as well as staff. Truly appreciate you working the numbers, thoroughly reviewing those projects and vetting for them. Thank you. And then second to the last, website modernization. Again, thank you to staff. I know majority of the department heads reviewed it. Again, thoroughly reviewed it and vetted them as well. So thank you so much. I think that's a great choice. And thank you for supporting our efforts in modernizing our city. Lastly, I want to, I guess, say be safe and have an enjoyable holiday season. That's it, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Warnick?
Yeah, I thought the tree and the parade, I heard a lot of good things about it. I'll tell you a funny, quick story. We were in Ventura at a volleyball tournament, beach tournament. And so at dinner, we decided, well, let's go downtown. We knew of a couple of good places down there. So we get on the freeway, get off a little 3-4 mile drive to downtown, and gosh, there's cars all over the place. And, so I roll the windows down, I hear this and horns and all that stuff. I'm thinking, oh no, it's the Christmas parade. I couldn't turn around. I couldn't back up. I was in this traffic. And so for a half hour, I thought to myself, well, I did make a parade, but the wrong city.
You were in it or what?
Well, almost.
Oh,
I mean, one guy thought I was because I was a Cybertruck.
Yeah.
No. I want to get out of here. Anyway, also I want to congratulate Jonathan. Received a great promotion, right? Coming up for at the lodge.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Yeah. And I got a little bit of a dilemma here. I sit on this water board for the city, and the dilemma is, the state is really putting screws to us in our area on water, and you sit on it, and I don't grow. I don't. I got an orange tree. That's about it. But I mean, I really do not like having to vote on paying an assessment per acre for our farmers, as much as $19 an acre, and it's and we're going to have some issues coming up with respect to that, and I may end up voting no on it because I just don't think the state isn't in a position to, or they are in a position, they just don't seem to want to solve the problem. And the problem is there is less groundwater because of over pumping. However, there's still a lot of water. There's a significant amount of water, 12 million acre feet, that goes out to the ocean every year. And we know how much water we need to increase our aquifers. But nobody wants to do anything about moving that water to come up with some solutions so that we could almost eliminate pumping. And sooner or later, it's going to get to, it's already at the farm level, but it's going to creep into the city level too, because the next level of intrusion from the state is going to be water quality. And as less water is drawn, there's not enough water to dissolve the contaminants to make it safe and drinkable. And so it's a really, really touchy issue. So I just want to tell you that because we're going to be getting down to the nub here pretty soon with a lot of these things in the state. The state may continue us on probation or whatever, or we're going to have to come off. But part of that is to also say that we're going to assess the farmers, and it really is a burden on farmers who have less than 500 acres. It's and most of those people live in our communities, and their families and their workers. So it's a tough one. Other than that, I'm looking forward to a great Christmas, and I hope you guys are too. See you next year.
Thank you, sir. I attended the Board of Supervisors meeting this morning. It was a very lengthy one. I think I wrote a letter of support for a non-existent bill that if they go too long, that they have to provide breakfast burritos, because I was sitting there so long. But maybe I can find a legislator that will take that up. I don't know. But just to share, they did their reorg today, and the new chair of the board is Supervisor Robinson, and the new vice chair is Supervisor Neves. So they'll have new leadership moving forward into the next year. Since the last meeting, I attended the League Leaders Down South, which is a group of us that get together and prioritize our advocacy priorities for the year for Cal Cities as a whole for 2026. So I'm just going to report back that for the most part, everything stayed the same, except they did take out the portion that had to do with the emphasis on infrastructure, unfortunately. But they did replace that with surprisingly, to add public safety in there for Cal Cities. That's a big thing, especially in the climate around the state today and the voices that are usually in that room. So that was added to, so we still have 4 priorities. Public safety was added with an emphasis on funding Prop 36, which is also for most of us a no-brainer, but not for everybody in the state. So that was huge. And it's because we have more people getting involved in these type of things with a different opinion, different viewpoint, that some of these things are being able to shift. So I want to thank my fellow council members that have taken the initiative to sign up and be part of these policy committees to help shape policy for the state of California, to help reflect what matters to us here. So thank you guys. I attended the city attorney's window unveiling, which was pretty cool. It's cool. It was really cool. Literally, it was pretty cold. But attended their window unveiling. It was a great event, always is. But they did a great job. I also want to thank the chamber. There's one of you still here. For the Christmas parade. It was really well done. I don't think I heard a negative thing from anyone about it. It was all positive and a lot of accolades over previous years, and everybody loved everything about that. So thank the chamber for putting that on. And also want to congratulate the city of Lemoore for finally winning best float, which they poured their hearts into and did a great job. I heard lots of people talking about that float. So congrats. Attended a Cal Cities webinar on SB 707, which is the California Open Meeting Law. While that doesn't really pertain to us right now due to population sizes, I think it's a good thing to stay on top of, because as it usually goes, eventually it probably will affect us. So some of those things are interesting to say the least, but just trying to stay on top of those changes and what could potentially come down the pike for us. Also attended Suites for Seniors, which was always a great event. The American Legion provides breakfast. Jameson High School provides entertainment. And it was very well attended. I think it was probably as attended as every year. But a great event that a lot of our seniors look forward to, and they seem to enjoy themselves a lot. I attended the Cal Cities Christmas party along with Councilmember Brewster, but he had to leave early. But it was a nice event for our division. Also attended the Wreaths Across America ceremony that was held. We had a mini ceremony at the Lemoore Cemetery, and then the greater Kings County ceremony at Grangeville Cemetery. Also attended the Transit Center ribbon cutting, which if you haven't seen that building, go down 7th Street, where it used to be a pretty blighted block, is now transformed into a very nice transit center. That's going to be the center hub for CART and their buses and all of that. So if you haven't checked that out, I suggest maybe go take a look at it. It's a pretty nice building. One of the people in attendance was the California Transportation Commission. I believe she was the chair. She talked about how they write the checks. So it was nice to have her actually there to see what our county can do with the funds that we receive. Because I think that we do a better job than people that automatically get money that they don't have to claw for. So it was nice that she did come and take a look at that and see what we're able to do. And a lot of people made mention that, she needs to keep writing checks. So we'll see what happens with that. Kings Waste and Recycling Authority meeting will be this Friday, and that's going to be regarding that future rate increase that's kind of looming. So that's going to be happening. I'll be attending that. Marissa mentioned the ribbon cutting for Miguel's Flaming Grill. There's also on Monday, there's a ribbon cutting for Prim Insurance. And then in January, before our next meeting, there'll be another ribbon cutting for My Dream Vacation. That ribbon cutting will be at the chamber. And then Prim Insurance is, I didn't write down the address, but it's the corner building on Fox and D Street on Monday. And I want to thank everyone, most council members and most staff for humoring me with the Christmas sweaters every year. I appreciate it. It's just kind of a, fun, quirky little thing that we do. And, I don't know, just, I think it makes us stand out. So thanks for playing along. And I also want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a safe and Happy New Year. And we'll go ahead and
Can
go.
I say something real quick before we go on to the next? I just wanted to let everybody know who may be wondering. So Lysandra is our HR assistant. She's going to be covering the city clerk duties when Marissa goes out on leave. She may or may not be at the January 6th meeting, but she more than likely will not be at the second meeting in January because she will be having a baby. So Lysandra will be covering for her. So this may be Marissa's last meeting that you see her at, but hopefully she'll be at the next one as well.
Just for clarity, not the last meeting, but maybe the last meeting for a little while. She's
Yes.
coming back. Thank you. So we'll go ahead and adjourn into closed session with Government Code Section, Item 2, Government Code Section 54957.6, Conference with Labor Negotiator Agency Designated Representatives Christina D. Smith, City Attorney, and Marissa Trejo, City Manager, Employee Organizations, Unrepresented, and General Association of Service Employees. So with that, we'll adjourn. Thank you so much.